Welcome to the new video. Before starting video, remind you to like, share and subscribe this video and channel, as well. Let's explore about one of the 21 finalists' 7 wonders of the world. Kremlin and Red Square. The Moscow Kremlin, usually referred to as the Kremlin, is a fortified complex at the heart of Moscow, overlooking the Moskva River to the south, St. Basil's Cathedral and Red Square to the east, and the Alexander Garden to the west. It is the best known of the Kremlins, Russian citadels, and includes 5 palaces, 4 cathedrals, and the enclosing Kremlin wall with Kremlin towers. The complex serves as the official residence of the President of the Russian Federation. The name Kremlin means fortress inside a city, and is often also used as a metonym to refer to the government of the Russian Federation, in a similar sense to how the White House is used to refer to the executive office of the President of the United States. Who built Kremlin? The existing Kremlin walls and towers were built by Italian masters from 1485 to 1495. The irregular triangle of the Kremlin wall encloses an area of 275,000 square meters, 2,960,000 square feet. It had previously been used to refer to the government of the Soviet Union, 1922 to 1991, and its highest members, such as general secretaries, premiers, presidents, ministers, and commissars. Kremlinology refers to the study of Soviet and Russian politics. Inextricably linked to all the most important historical and political events in Russia since the 13th century, the Kremlin, built between the 14th and 17th centuries by outstanding Russian and foreign architects, was the residence of the Great Prince and also a religious center. At the foot of its ramparts, on Red Square, St. Basil's Basilica is one of the most beautiful Russian Orthodox monuments. Red Square is actually a rectangle sprawling 800,000 square feet. The name of Red Square, despite its name, Red Square has no connection to the color red. The word red in Russian actually means beautiful, so Red Square translates to beautiful square. Originally constructed of wood, the Moscow Kremlin was rebuilt in white stone in the 14th century and then totally rebuilt in red brick in the late 15th century by Italian architects. Burial site of Russian leaders. Red Square is the burial site of several prominent Russian leaders, including czars, politicians, and national heroes. The necropolis of the Kremlin wall houses the tombs of these important figures. Italian architects Marco Friazan and Pietro Antonio Solario built it as a great hall for holding state ceremonies, celebrations, and for receiving foreign ambassadors. The most noteworthy civil construction of the 17th century built by Russian masters is the Teremnoy Palace. Red Square, closely associated with the Kremlin, lies beneath its east wall. At its south end is the famous Pokrovsky Cathedral, Cathedral of St. Basil the Blessed, one of the most beautiful monuments of Old Russian church architecture, erected in 1555 to 1560 to commemorate the victory of Ivan the Terrible over the Kazan Khanate. The construction of Red Square was finished by the late 19th century together with the erection of the Imperial Historic Museum, today the State Historical Museum, the Upper Trading Rows, GUM, and the Middle Trading Rows. Red Square was considered a sacred place. Various festive processions were held there, and during Palm Sunday, the famous procession on a donkey was arranged, in which the Patriarch, sitting on a donkey, accompanied by the Tsar and the people, went out of St. Basil's Cathedral in the Kremlin. The Kremlin contains within its walls a unique series of masterpieces of architecture and the plastic arts. There are religious monuments of exceptional beauty such as the Church of the Annunciation, the Cathedral of the Dormition, the Church of the Archangel, and the Bell Tower of Ivan Veliki. There are palaces such as the Great Palace of the Kremlin, which comprises within its walls the Church of the Nativity of the Virgin and the Teremnoy Palace. On Red Square is St. Basil the Blessed, still a major edifice of Russian Orthodox art. From the date of including the Moscow Kremlin and Red Square on the World Heritage List, all the components representing the outstanding universal value of the property are within its boundaries. The territory and the integrity of the World Heritage property have also remained unchanged. Kremlin and Red Square, Moscow, is a cultural heritage site of federal importance. State protection and management of federal sites is provided by federal law. Within the Kremlin walls is one of the most striking and beautiful architectural ensembles in the world, a combination of churches and palaces, which are open to the public and are among the city's most popular tourist attractions, and the highest offices of the state, which are surrounded by strict security. St. Basil's Cathedral Street. Basil's Cathedral, with its colorful onion domes, is one of the most iconic landmarks on Red Square. Built in the 16th century, it is now a museum and a symbol of Russian architecture. Lenin's Mausoleum, situated on Red Square, is the final resting place of Vladimir Lenin, the leader of the Russian Revolution. His embalmed body has been on public display since his death in 1924. Red Square is undoubtedly one of the most iconic landmarks in the world, rich in history and filled with intriguing facts. From its origins as a marketplace to its role as the heart of Moscow, Red Square continues to captivate visitors from around the globe. Its architectural beauty, historical significance, and cultural importance make it a must-visit destination for any traveler. Is Lenin's body still on display in Red Square? Yes, Lenin's mausoleum is located in Red Square, and his embalmed body is still on display. It is a significant historical and cultural landmark in Moscow. The Kremlin is in the Guinness Book of Records. Moscow Kremlin is where you can see the world's largest bell and the world's largest cannon. The 6.14 meters, 20 feet, tall Tsar bell was made in 1735, broke during metal casting and never rang. The Tsar Cannon, weighing 39.312 tons, was cast in 1586 and has never been used in a war, but it's the largest cannon by caliber, according to the Guinness Book of Records. The Kremlin stars always shine. In their 80-year existence, the illumination of the Kremlin stars has only been turned off twice, first during World War II, when the Kremlin was camouflaged to hide it from bomber aircraft. The second time, they were turned off for a movie. Oscar-winning director Nikita Mikhalkov was shooting a scene for The Barber of Siberia, which is set in pre-revolution Russia. The Kremlin clock has a deep secret. The secret of the Kremlin clock's accuracy literally lies beneath our feet. The clock is connected to the control clock in Sternberg Astronomical Institute via cable. Being the most recognizable symbol of Russia in the world, the glorious Red Square is the UNESCO-listed World Heritage, which accepts thousands of tourists each year. No wonder that this site is a true must-visit of any Russian trip, and every adventurous globe-trotter has a picture in front of St. Basil's Cathedral. In 1990, Red Square was designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Its architectural landmarks and historical importance make it a top tourist attraction in Moscow. These are some most important highlights and famous facts about Kremlin and Red Square. To know more, vivers have to research more or schedule for the visit and explore it. Thank you for watching. Keep watching, keep learning. Like, share and subscribe.